I kind of feel bad for these zombies, man. It's like the humans are scarier. Welcome back, super friends and super family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today I'm reacting to Paranorman. So excited to watch this movie. I really don't know much about it. Pretty sure it's stop motion. I've had it recommended and suggested by many patrons and commenters here on YouTube. But I think it's spooky, so I thought that'd be a nice little thing to kind of kick off the month of October to get into the Halloween season. If this never sees the light of day on YouTube, that's because Leica Studios is notorious for unfair copyright claims, blocking and getting channels deleted. So this is a bit of a risk doing it. It's just one of those weird things. I don't want to rag on this too long. I mean, this is just my own personal thing, but it's just so unfortunate because I'm such a fan of Leica Studios, the artists behind that studios. Like, they produce some truly amazing things that I want to support, but on the flip side of it, the business side of them is just so, like I would understand it if the studios came after, small creators because we were breaking the law and like barely getting by. But the fact that we, at least myself, and I think 99% of reactors follow the strict copyright laws, but the studios just use their power to bully, block, and punish small creators. It's like, how can I support that studio? So I'm not a fan of any of the business side of that studios, but I don't want to make things negative. We're here to have a good time. Who cares about all that nonsense? Paranorman, like I said, I've had this movie suggested ever since I reacted to Coraline, and I just thought, I've been staying away from it for a while, but I think this one could be worth checking out. I don't know the voice cast, don't know the story. It would be funny if it has nothing to do with Halloween or scary stuff at all, but I think it does. I think it at least is a similar vibe, to something like A Nightmare Before Christmas or Coraline, like I mentioned, but maybe not. But either way, I'm excited to check this out based off recommendations from others. If you do want to watch the full reaction and support me, support what I do, that's going to be up on Patreon. Thank you to everyone there. Next week, I will have Hotel Transylvania, so continuing the trend of some Halloween-themed animations. Excited to watch that trilogy, but for now, let's get into today's reaction. Paranorman. The feet too? That is a good scream. That is a good scream. Cast her in a horror movie. Was she looking to the director being like, is that enough? Get the boom out of the shot.
That's not very nice.
What do you expect? It's a zombie, Grandma.
I'm sure if they just bothered to sit down and talk it through.
Really? When's the last time you talked to a cheeseburger?
Hi. What you watching in there?
Sex and violence.
The perfect response, bro. I like him already.
Grandma says, can you turn up the heating? Her feet are cold.
Why did that get such a big reaction?
Do we have to go through this, son? Your grandmother is dead!
Wait, what?
She said it's not very ladylike to hide photos of the high school quarterback with his shirt off and
But we all have to move on. Grandma's in a better place now.
No, she's not.
I don't understand this notion of pressuring people to move on, especially children. Like, everyone deals with grief and lost their own way. Just chill out.
Writing poetry and being lousy at team sports. Not this.
The dad is such a hater, man. What the heck? I mean, clearly has some special interest in Norman.
Hey, Bruce, how's it going? Not much. I'm kind of late for school. I need to go.
How many ghosts is this kid friends with?
How you doing?
Are we gonna see what he's seeing?
Nice today. Like what you've done with your hair.
Nice.
Hey, peace, man.
We got a hippie ghost? I like that dude.
Suck it in, sweetie. No, you're not.
What else was he doing? Who was that text sent to? Oh, come on. Everyone at school stares at him like that? He's not that strange. Alright, some of your ghost friends need to come in and scare these kids. Teach them a lesson. He's not a ghost, but he's scarier than a ghost. And he disappears like one. That's the uncle, right?
Oh, you stink of illiteracy!
What a great thing for a teacher to say. Teachers everywhere should be allowed to yell at their students.
A horrible and gruesome death, and rise!
I like how she's rolling her R's. That's pretty good.
Their souls doomed to an eternity!
Maybe pull back just a little bit. But the passion is there. Just a little less, maybe. What the heck? Is this a vision of the dead or some other like Stranger Things premonition?
So am I. Now, unless there's any other issues, let us...
Issues? What a way to say that word. Issues. And you love it. You gotta love it how illiterate the bullies are. Can't even spell correctly.
I like to be alone. So do I. Let's do it together.
Come on, hang out with Neil. He seems like a nice guy.
Dad, you just pissed at us.
I mean, as a kid, I will just say, if you see this, run.
And I know that's not all you've been seeing lately, is it?
Okay, talk to him. I changed my mind.
The witch's curse is real, and you're the one who has to stop it.
I actually think he's being 100% honest, as crazy as he sounds.
Don't make me throw this hummus. It's spicy.
Spicy hummus. Quite the defense.
Do you think you can see my dog Bub? He was ran over by an animal rescue van.
Jeez, who was driving that van?
What'd you say? Neil, isn't he that weird kid?
Oh, come on, man.
Go so people will pay attention to me.
Can you stop doing that? It's kind of stupid.
It's very stupid.
He's around here somewhere. So does everyone come back as a ghost?
What is the little angel shaped like him? Custom made?
Is he there? How's he look?
He looks like Mr. Potato Head.
Good boy.
See, it's not so bad having a friend, is it? Especially someone who accepts you for who you are and like is cool with your gift.
You get the stick, you pull back, and you throw it.
Who said playing fetch was easy? Neil is such a cool kid though, right? Like reaching out, being so cool, helping him out, helping him get out of his shell a little bit. What a cool dude.
We're running out of...
Are you dying right now, bro? Talk about ironic and tragic, man. But maybe Norman will listen. Oh, wow, that was a close call. Barely holding on.
Not yet.
Oh, wow. You did your best, bro. You did not go gently into that good night.
You suck.
People need to heckle more at school productions, honestly. Oh, great. It's happening again. It's happening again.
Wait, we know you're out.
Did he just go back in time? Hey, maybe you actually are a witch if the trees are working against you.
Hey, buddy. Are you okay?
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is gonna be so embarrassing for Norman. The teacher has to look at the script like, were those lines in the original?
Yes! The tree told me!
Come on, I give an applause just for a more interesting play. It's a lot better than the garbage that was on stage, right? No one for the entertainment value? Nobody? Come on, you guys.
It's one thing being a mental case in front of your family, but not the whole.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I think it's trees.
You are grounded. Do you hear me?
Parent of the year right here.
Are the dead coming soon, Norman?
I hope the dead come and just wipe out the town. Parents, high school kids, I know I'm being vengeful right now, but come on. There would be a form of catharsis, right? The ghost is communicating through toilet paper. What the heck? Are you for real, man? Who shows up from a toilet like that? This is a poor choice of setting for a ghost, man.
To be you.
But I don't know what any of it means.
He's gonna explain it. Let the crazy homeless dude explain it.
This is crazy.
Do I look crazy to you?
Don't answer that. Plead the fifth.
I
Swear!
You mean like the F word?
I mean...
Please. I don't understand.
Jeez. Of course he's got that as his ringtone. Perfect. Or his text notification, I guess.
You know, I've kind of got other things on my mind right now.
Tell him what's going on. He'll help you.
Better off on my own anyway. But go home.
You're not better off on your own. That's the problem, Norman, is that as much as you like being a loner and you're probably introverted, you know, a good friend is very helpful.
Dad says I'm not supposed to talk to you anymore.
Well, don't listen to anything your dad says.
Jackass. If I were a poltergeist, I'd throw something at his head.
Oh, if only you could, Grandma Ghost.
Something really scary.
There's nothing wrong with being scared.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a total yawn. Ah! Norman!
Oh yeah, scream at your brother because your nail polish is messed up. Ugh. That's not scary, that's just gross. Battery died? What was it, at 2% when he turned it on? What's behind you? What's behind you? What is that? Is it a bug? A rat? What is that? Ugh. Hopefully his fingers aren't too stiff. Oh, watch his hands break off or something. He was really holding tightly onto that book. I swear, if his head comes off... Don't let the body fall on you. Look out, look out! Ugh. Oh, really? Ugh! Oh, come on. Full Michael Jordan. Do we need that? Well, you got a new hairstyle, kid. Oh, no, just for a second.
What? A fairy tale?
Ooh, what you got there, geeky love?
No!
How did he sneak up that quietly?
Uh-oh.
Dang straight.
Uh-oh is right. It's
That's what
getting
outfits
dark.
gets around here.
Oh, the visuals. Look at that.
Run home to mommy.
And in that moment, he realized he messed up. I like the sound effects of the moving ghost hands. The dead are coming up to say hello. Was the zombie leader? What?
You must stop.
What? Who is talking? Was that the zombie speaking to him? Clever transition with the sound of biting and chewing.
No!
Can I help you? Yeah. He's my brother.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Her whole attitude has completely changed.
Hey, Neil. You come here a minute?
Who's the actor? This is, Casey Affleck, right? I just recognize his voice. Perfect for this character.
Die or anything tonight. Will you help me?
And leave the shirt off, please.
The story of Sleeping Beauty?
Was this the wrong book? It's the wrong book.
There has to be something.
I really need to get home because I've got like a seriously early
You're worried about curfew after zombies almost ate you? Bro.
upset when I'm
Oh, no.
we gotta defend ourselves.
It's not the zombies. It's not the zombies. Well, I was wrong. It does look like the zombies. Oh, shoot. I thought it was the brother showing up. Stay quiet. And if anyone has to get eaten, let it be the bully. Alright, well, maybe he can be a distraction, actually.
I could totally consider a career in information swimming, but I was like, I want to do something that helps people less fortunate.
Boring! No, sorry.
Like poor or people who are dying. Or
She's so fake. It's pretty awesome.
I've never used deltoids in my life. I swear, you can test me.
Kill me now.
They're actually made for each other. I think they'll make a good couple. And there goes your license.
Is everyone okay?
No. So he's okay?
Not exactly.
Of course he kicks it. Gotta be a football player, right?
That was insane.
I know, right? I kicked that like 100 yards.
She's like, you're so athletic. Oh, I like that. I like that, like the exhaust, like causing smoke. We seal the zombies. I mean, they're slow. Emphasis on walking dead.
I knew something like this was gonna happen tonight.
You did? Wow. Is that zombie?
What do we do? Mitch!
I don't know. I don't know.
You're the oldest.
Not mentally.
Is that the best response to someone saying you're the oldest ever?
We need to find out where the witch is buried.
Hold on to at least one zombie potty part so you can explain it to the cops.
Delinquent drivers! Where are the police when you need them?
Oh my gosh.
You broke a nail? That's the only injury after that? Alright, well.
We're gonna get through this together.
That was hilarious. His true love, the car. And look at that. Talk about breaking his heart. It's worth waiting. It's worth risking it. Get that snack. Oh, I like this dude. If it doesn't drop down, I swear. Oh, dang it. That was great. That was great. This guy's the best character of the whole movie. What do they see? Oh, well, zombies at a casino. That'll liven things up. What a social commentary here.
Kill him in the head!
They're all like, we watched The Walking Dead. We know what to do when zombies show up here.
Does anyone know how to pick a lock?
Break the window. As he's picking his nose. That's perfect.
Muffang.
See, you just break the window. Exactly. Oh, wow. You're gonna need a lot of time. Working out with the books. Way to make yourself feel at home. I kind of feel bad for these zombies, man. It's like the humans are scarier.
What do you think you're doing firing at civilians? That is for the police!
Jeez. That's the boss right there. I feel like anytime the police say that, there's definitely something to see. I mean, look, here's something to see.
The dogs of war! Let's rip them apart!
That's Shakespeare, right? Not exactly the target audience.
Finished. That is right. 26 pages. Oh, yeah.
The small victories, you gotta celebrate them, okay?
There. I think it's the zombies. Hide! Oh, no, it's not. It's just grown-ups.
Just give it up, you wiener.
No, we have to keep trying.
Oh, we tried, and look what happened.
You barely tried. That barely counts as trying.
No one ever listens. I'm scared too, but I've still got to do this.
I do too, listen. Whatever it was you just said, it's...
I'm speaking to you.
Well, it truly is all up to you, man. Where's the grandma ghost when you need her?
Excuse me. Hello?
It's like the humans are the horror monsters in this movie. That's the real twist. Maybe he can get all the ghosts to help him read or something. I actually feel like the zombies maybe are trying to help him. Am I crazy for thinking that might be a twist?
In a far-off land, there lived a king and a queen in a magnificent castle.
It's the wrong book. It's the wrong book, isn't it? What happened? Did he fall back into the past? What's gonna be the reveal? There's something we don't understand yet. Dang, she's so young. Jeez, that is creepy as heck. Really cool visual, though.
You must stop the curse.
Also, the zombie, he was talking to him way back at the beginning.
Here's your book. Try reading it yourself.
Dang. I mean, I see where he's coming from.
Why did you do it?
Because they were afraid.
We're scared
Exactly.
of her.
You're scared and ignorant. I mean, it's like the root of pretty much most forms of violence.
I get to tell you how I feel.
Well, no, unless we get brought back as zombies, and then technically you'll have long.
Oh, they're gonna attack you, though. They're gonna attack and kill all the zombies. There's too many people.
Already, but I will still shoot you.
Wait!
Oh my gosh.
Lower the gun, please.
A heart attack, and then what are you gonna do?
I'll come back and haunt Norman. Maybe then he'll start listening to me.
Honestly, maybe.
1 minute!
Listen to me.
I mean, how do you reason with a mob? It's pretty much impossible. Look at this. Look at this. We got some solidarity.
Alvin, my hand.
Even Alvin. Even the bully. I did not expect that arc for his character.
Good.
And for being a shy kid, that's a pretty good speech right there, you know. Good on the public speaking. All improvised. Dang, is she gonna, like, take the form of the statue now?
Boy, the traffic tonight.
I love how the dad is, like, driving so slowly, too.
Please don't tell me he needs to use. Yeah, why Where's that person you, exactly?
He's the chosen one, okay? He's a Skywalker. I think it's gonna have to be a solo mission for the finale here, right?
Me here, don't worry.
Be careful!
I mean, the parents, as flawed as they are, you do see that they care in their own, you know, kind of broken way.
You're not welcome here. Go away.
I mean, for how angry she has a right to be as a witch, he's talking in a pretty calm way.
Only 11 years old?
I don't want to go to sleep. And you can't make me.
Jeez, that was a really cool camera movement right there. Dang, and now she looks like a two-headed Galadriel. Come on, don't force lightning the poor kid.
The longer it stayed, the less there was of the little girl.
She's like, this is hitting way close to home. Too much. I'm gonna freak out here.
Because you want everyone to hurt just as much as you are.
I mean, that pretty much explains the motivation of every villain, right?
You forgot the good ones. There must have been someone who loved you and cared for you.
Maybe her mom or her dad.
We sat under the tree and
And the visuals of this location is such a contrast to everything we've seen previously in the movie. You know, it's so well lit. There's such a lack of shadow.
Somewhere.
It's so great how him helping her is almost like helping him in his own life, too. Like, it's almost a lesson he needed to learn at the start of the movie.
that story you were telling. How does it end?
Well, that's up to you. That's really up to you. I mean, you did it, bro. You did it. Well done. I really like the whole contrast of that scene, from the lighting, the scenery, the sound design. Like, it was so quiet, just heard a few ambient, peaceful sounds. I mean, I feel like you guys got off pretty easy after what you did, honestly. It's like the people of the town, they eat cheeseburgers and, you know, wear face masks and are ignorant, sure, but you guys actually killed a little girl. It's next level.
Mom, you're embarrassing me.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's just what moms do, bro.
Well done, son. You did it.
Look at that. Even the dad is proud. You know, he's a very flawed person, but I like the realism in the characters of the parents, honestly.
So, we're gonna need statements. Ow! Oh, it's my fingernail.
Was that necessary?
I was merely inhabiting the room.
Yeah, it was the others. They pushed me.
She's like, I was in character, okay? She and Jared Leto are very alike, huh?
You know, you're gonna love my boyfriend. He's like a total chick flick nut.
Oh, all the good ones are gay, huh?
Hi, Mom.
Progress from the dad. Look at that, we're having a family movie night and everything. Alright, so that is Paranorman. That was a very, very well-made movie. I mean, I had a bit of a higher expectations, like I said, just because I had this recommended so many times to some fans from the audience, but it did not disappoint. In fact, I was quite impressed. I mean, it was just every element of the movie was very well executed. You know, the script was good, the pacing was good. There was a very solid blend of horror elements and humorous elements, and I thought the balance between those was great. And my favorite thing of the whole movie, besides also, let me just say, the stop motion was very, very impressive. Some of the framing, the photography was just spot on. You know, there's certain scenes where you're like, okay, you should shoot it in this way, and they shot it perfectly just like that to really emphasize the emotions of the moment. But my favorite part of it was the story and the characters and some of the kind of moral lessons. You know, nothing like crazy advanced or groundbreaking as far as just, you know, a straightforward lesson, but there was some subtlety in the commentary, and it wasn't, you know, it was one of those kids movies that has a good lesson, but there's like an obvious side to it, and there's some less obvious. Sorry, my dogs are barking. There's some less obvious nuance included in that whole thing as well. I mean, so much so that I feel like there's some lessons and details that I probably didn't pick up on, but I'll just kind of go through the ones that I noticed and I really enjoyed. I mean, I think there was the obvious, it was a cool story subversion, which is a nice surprise that also worked as kind of like a social commentary lesson of having the real monsters of the movie be the people, you know, and I just thought it was really funny, that one scene, the way it was shot, and you just have the zombies like looking around the town and they see all the people, you know, doing things that look horrifying, like biting the cheeseburger, the ketchup spreads everywhere. And then you just see kind of the parallels between the past ignorance of killing the witch and the present ignorance of the way that people look at Norman, you know, someone who's different, who's an other, who's, you know, doesn't look and behave or is interested in the exact same things as you, how quickly, you know, people look at that as there's something wrong with that person instead of just accepting them for who they are. And then all the characters in the film, all the characters felt three-dimensional. I mean, they worked in a comedic sense. You know, Mitch, I believe that was his name, the character voiced by Casey Affleck, he was hilarious throughout. You know, but all the characters, like they were they had those stereotypes, like him being kind of the dumb muscular jock, but there's also a little bit more to it than that. And my favorite I guess example of that would be the two parents, especially the dad, because, you know, in the first half of the movie, you know, I was very judgmental of him, and I think that he was really mistreating his son and not being a good father in some fundamental ways. But I like that by the end of the movie, both the mom and the dad, you see that, you know, they're these deeply flawed people, but even they can grow to change, even if it's a gradual thing and something they fully don't ever understand. You know, it's not impossible for that growth to happen. And just the concept as well of like having the witch character. I mean, there was definitely this movie in a way, and it might be a strange comparison to make, but it reminds me a little bit of Shrek, insofar as in Shrek, I feel like Shrek took a lot of those fairy tale tropes and characters and played with that and modernized it and subverted it for comedic effect. I think this movie did a similar thing with a lot of classic horror elements, something they even talked about, like witches, like why do witches always look like that? And the funny response from the teacher was, it's all about selling stuff, which is so true, you know what I mean? But then this movie, of course, demonstrated something very different, something that is creative and kind of outside of the box. And we have this witch who's this scared little girl. And I thought that, you know, that whole sequence at the end was just very moving, very satisfying for a movie finale. A lot of times in animations or some comedies in general, at least for me, kind of the climax of the movie, the end of the third act, is not quite as interesting as some of the earlier parts, but I don't think that happened in this movie. I think that last scene with Norman, you know, communicating to Agatha, I was wondering how they were going to do it, because I was like, okay, pretty positive in a movie like this, it's going to be a happy ending, he's going to succeed, but how is he going to get through to her? And I thought that, you know, they didn't make it easy. It's not like he just talked to her and said the lesson, but I don't know, this is something that I'm a fan of, that I think is very true to real life. And I've said this before in other movie reactions that have also, you know, kind of said a similar lesson, but the idea that Norman, through helping someone else, kind of helped find his place and learned himself about some of the same struggles he was going through, like by being forced to help Agatha forgive the other people, you know, who had mistreated and killed her, and realize how fruitless it is to, you know, lash out just because you're in pain, how that doesn't do anything better for your own life or for other people. In fact, it just makes you miserable and you lose who you are. That was something that you could see with Norman. You know, Norman could kind of represent a more grounded struggle nowadays of just someone who's feeling like an outsider. But the fact is that, of course, there were outsiders way back in the day, and his connection to that and his being forced out of survival to help this girl, I think really, you know, was a profound moment of personal growth for Norman as well. You know, like skip the therapy, kid. You did it by saving the town, talking to a witch. Saved on some of the budget issues there. I'm rambling. I feel like I'm all over the place. Two moments in particular, I think that the directing was very, very good in this as well. And two, one of the scenes that I think is just a good example of good directing was when they first see the zombies, the older brother and sister, and they're in the car and they're being chased by the police. There was a really good amount of energy with all these things going wrong, and the sister and Norman like arguing in the car, and there's all this shouting, and there's the fear of the zombie, and there's the police chasing them. Just this chaotic moment of fear and noises all combined together. And then when he's calling his friend, I forget, the smart girl who like led them to the town hall, the contrast of the sound design too, like builds the comedic effect. Like it's a humorous moment interspersed with the chaos, and just to craft a scene like that with all the urgency and the sound and the emotions of that moment, and also have a well placed joke fit in as well, is just, that's very well done. Another thing that I thought was well directed was, I talked about it during the reaction, was just that final scene, that location, that peaceful calm where Norman finally communicates to Agatha, like that, having that setting look and feel and sound so different after we were building up to this loud, dark and scary kind of confrontation was just beautifully done. That's a nice way to tell a story visually and through sound. But I was just very, very impressed with this movie. Really, really liked it. I think that this movie is highly underrated. It's got to be up there. I think I prefer Coraline slightly, but that is not to knock this movie in any way. Coraline is one of my favorites when I think of anything stop motion. This was very, very well done. I think I'm so happy to watch this movie. Thank you for anyone who recommended this movie. You were not wrong. Now, hopefully this gets to see the light of day on YouTube. If it's only on Patreon, I guess you can thank Leica Studios for blocking and claiming small creators. But thank you to everyone who does support on Patreon, helps do what I do. Next week, like I said, I will be doing Hotel Transylvania for the month of October. So very, very excited for you guys to all see those reactions. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.